The world has been a total pandemonium for the last years. It's like the world stopped because of the pandemic, that we are fighting against an unseen enemy. But despite this seemingly unending battle, we have seen that people can be united through communication. The face of the occasion might have changed because of this crisis, but we continue to strive and thrive the new normal through oral communication. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Oral Communication Culminating Activity 2022 with the theme Thrive the Digital Education Through Excellent Oral Communication. To formally welcome us in this day's event, may I call on the hardworking Principal 2 of the Senior High Department, Dr. Dionisio D. Madriaga.
Happy and blessed day to everyone. I hope and pray that all are safe and healthy amidst the COVID Alert Level 3 situation in the province. Today is the time to highlight students' knowledge, skills, attitude, and actions. I'm sending my gratitude and a snappy salute to all the teachers behind this culminating activity. Thank you to Ma'am Laya Cardinosa, the Senior High School English Coordinator, to Ma'am Check Campus, Ma'am Mai Aguayo, Ma'am Kim Supan, and to Sir Ronnie. Your perseverance, your commitment, your love and care, and the inspirations you have extended is surely contributed meaningfully in providing quality and motivating environment in producing students who are matatalino, may pangarap, may puso, may malasakit, makabansa, makakalikasan, makatao, at higit sa lahat, makadiyos. The qualities of learners that our nation demands during this time of uncertainties. To our dear students and parents, congratulations for continuously working together in reaching your goals. Keep on turning changes to your advantages. Always trust and respect your teachers. Love your parents and care others. Commit your plans to up above and surely He will guide and bless you. Welcome and thank you for this fruitful activity. Enjoy and learn. God bless you all.
Thank you, Sir Dion, for that warm welcome. To share us with her inspiring words, allow me to call on the ever-supporting Principal 4 of the Tarlac National High School, none other than Dr. Yolanda M. Gonzalez.
To all the communication arts teachers of grade 11 and of course to all our grade 11 students, today is the time of harvest, for you are now to reap the fruits of your labor and hardship as you achieve excellence in oral communication culminating activity 2022 with the theme Thriving the Digital Education Through Excellence in Oral Communication. In spite of all the obstacles that you have experienced in this COVID-19 or pandemic, still you come out victoriously in pursuing, continuing, and achieving another educational ladder in the senior high school. I can feel the joy and pride of everyone because you have acquired necessary knowledge, skills, attitude from your teachers in the different skills such as critical thinking, creative thinking, logical thinking skills, and technological skills which are needed to every learners in the 21st century. The gladness of all the grade 11 communication arts teachers wherein they value quality education because we know here in Tarlac National High School, education is an indispensable tool to improve standard in delivering instruction. I truly believe that through this platform, education is a great equalizer in providing quality instruction in this K-12 curriculum, and of course, in producing graduates who are globally competitive and productive citizens of our country. To all the grade 11 students of Tarlac National High School, always embrace, experience, and explore excellence in your undertakings as Athenians. Because once you were the value of hardship and acceptance and teamwork, definitely you will be graduated soon with flying colors because that commitment runs in your blood. Once you are committed to your undertakings, definitely you will accomplish everything with flying colors. Again, to all of you, kudos and congratulations for making things happen.
Thank you, Mami Holly, for that very inspiring message. Before we proceed with the highlights of this day's activity, which is the awarding of winners, I would like to present to you our panel of judges, who help us in determining the winners of our different contests.
Our first judge is an outstanding Master Teacher 1 in Tarlac City Schools Division in 2021. He is an outstanding school paper advisor in Central Luzon in 2016 and an outstanding campus paper advisor of the Philippines in 2018. Recently, he is also awarded as an International Outstanding Teacher. It is my pride to introduce to you Dr. Eugene S. Yang. Our second judge is a researcher both in district and division level at Tarlac City Schools Division. He holds a bachelor's degree in education major in English. He has taught English, campus journalism, politics, and quantitative and qualitative research for more than 5 years. Currently, he is a full-fledged head teacher 6 at the Department of Education. Ladies and gentlemen, help me in welcoming Sir Benjamin S. Gaspar. Our third and final judge is a senior high school department teacher at History High School. He is a pride of the Department of Education Tarlac Province because he is one of the outstanding Deaf and TV teacher broadcasters in the province. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sir Kit Nadal.
At this juncture, we will now witness the awarding of the winners for the different categories. First, we have the winners for the Extemporaneous Speech. To announce the winners, may I call on one of the oral communication teachers of senior high school, Ma'am Miley and Aguayo.
Good day, everyone. It is my honor to present to you the winners of our Extemporaneous Speech competition. From Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, 11 Perseverance, Taiga Kobayashi.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to everybody. My name is Taiga Kobayashi, and I am here to discuss and answer the question as to why reading culture is dying. Firstly, reading is one of the major components of a human life. And reading is also one of the very few things that we could use to communicate, to understand, and to comprehend. Reading should also be preserved all the times, no matter what. But before I go deep into this topic, I've got two things that I have with me for today. First of all, I've got a book, my favorite book called Stillheart, written by Brandon Sanderson. Its story is all about an orphan named David who lives in a society made by a powerhouse named Stillheart. I recommend it. I recommend this book. It's fun. Now, the second item that I got for today is technology. A gadget, a phone, an equipment that we use every day, a symbol, a representation for our fast-paced lives. Now, why am I showing you all of this? Why am I bringing a book and a phone in this? Well, the answer here is that this is killing this. That social media, internet, and technology is killing the reading culture. That this brand new culture is killing this old and outdated culture, right? Well, that's always the common ground for this type of questions. But the way I see it, I don't see technology killing reading. Instead, I see technology improving reading. Reading doesn't have to be killed. Reading doesn't have to die. Reading doesn't have to be outdated. Instead, with the use of technology, reading can be more advanced than ever before. And with this, the use of leisure by reading can be more spread and be more widely known by other people. And another point is that with just one click away, your favorite book, you can view it inside your technology or your phone. And for those people who think reading is just slow and for really time consuming, then they can still feel the essence of reading by using audiobooks. What I'm saying here is that reading isn't just reading. Reading is more than reading. Reading for me is an experience. Reading could never die, and reading will always be preserved. That's my answer to the question. Thank you, and may God bless you.
From Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, 11 Temperance, Aldrin Correa.
Good day to everyone. When I was a kid, I knew nothing about the world. I just ate, slept, and played like any normal kid would do. Basically, I lived without a single care about the world. As I approached my teenage years, I noticed something very wrong about our world. Our Earth and our human lives are, well, they are very normal, mundane. I would even say that our lives are boring. However, I've found an escape in this normal lives. I've discovered reading. But we have a problem. These days, reading is a dying culture. Reading is gradually dissipating from our world, and we don't even know it. But before I list my reasons of why reading is a dying culture, we have to define what reading is first. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, reading is the process of interpreting symbols and letters into human thought. Basically, it's us deciphering what the symbols and letters mean. Now, as I've said earlier, that we have a problem. Reading is a dying culture, and here's why. One is that reading is not everyone's cup of tea. There are people who do not like reading at all. There are people who cannot read, and there are people who have short attention span. In the Philippines alone, according to the Philippine Statistics Authority, though we have a very high literacy rate of about 91%, that leaves about 10 million Filipinos who cannot read or write. How can they like reading if they do not know how to do it? Me personally, I didn't like reading at first, but I discovered the magic within it. So, number one is because reading is not everyone's cup of tea. Number two is that various inventions and activities have replaced reading. We read for several reasons. One, because of fluency. Two, for comprehension. And three, as we mentioned earlier, for escape. But these things are easily replaced by technology these days. Do you want to be fluent in a certain language? Just install Duolingo and enroll in one of its classes. Do you want to learn a concept? Just watch a YouTube tutorial or a Khan Academy or the Organic Chemistry Tutor. Do you want to escape this mundane life? Just pop off a fantasy movie or watch a fantasy series. Reading has been replaced by these inventions, and these inventions do this task easily than reading is. They do it a lot faster than if we do them when we read. Basically, reading was replaced by these various inventions and activities. And last but not the least is that reading is not the same as it was before. It isn't good as it was before. In a bookworm language, we have the big three, or the three biggest novels of all time. One is Harry Potter, two is Percy Jackson, and three is The Hunger Games. Notice that they do not produce these types of books anymore. The stories these days are very boring and repetitive. The main reason why people read for entertainment is to escape this mundane life. And how can they escape this if the stories that they read are just normal and repetitive? Basically, reading is not the same as it was before. And that is the last reason. In conclusion, reading is indeed a dying culture. One, because reading is not everyone's cup of tea. Two, various inventions have replaced reading. And three is that reading is not the same as it was before. All these reasons above, but I do not believe that reading is a dying culture. Reading is being murdered. Now, here's a challenge for all of us. We must perpetuate reading. We must conserve the magic and the wonders of reading so that the future generation can experience it as well. That is all. Thank you very much.
From Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, 11 Love. Roseanne S. Alberto.
Why reading? A dying culture. In this fast-evolving world, when there are countless dazzling and alluring things to amuse us, perhaps it will not be a delight for many to read even a brief article about the fading culture of reading. Indeed, it has a dramatic consequences on us, yet we are unable to solve it. It is now an illness, an infectious one. Most people have abandoned the value of reading today. When we are in the stage of developing writing culture, sadly there is a seeming decline in reading. The waning culture of reading warns us that writing growth will be slow, poor, and sad. Many people have stated that our culture deserves more thinkers. Thoughts and reading are required for writing. However, there will be a significant deficiency in thinking and reasoning if reading is disregarded. Thus, the disappearing culture of reading impacts our life and society immensely. Reading articles, tabloids, and other books become meaningless for many learners. Will become shallow and hollow if the disappearing culture of reading isn't seriously considered. Because there are many benefits of reading. Expanding our knowledge can be our greatest weapon. It's a weapon that other people can take away from us. It'll translate our soul and it'll become the foundation of strength. As we speak for ourselves and for the voiceless people. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is what we can gain while reading. It makes us dig deeper and find more information about a certain topic. We are disregarding books because we now have technology. Reading is a dying culture because of how progressive technology has been. Technology allows us to, instead of reading the contents of our books or other things, there are now versions in which we can simply watch it. For example, a story in a book. It will get a movie adaptation, which is more entertaining for other people instead of buying and reading it on a book. It's just more convenient for other people to watch it instead of reading it. Technology is a great use for all, as it helps people in various ways to make different tasks easier to fulfill. However, people have been very much delved into this innovation, which makes them forget about the things that could really improve life skills. Reading habits, especially for young ones, have been alarmingly declining due to rapid growth of electronic technology. People have been settling for more convenient way of learning rather than choosing a way to improve their knowledge, which is reading. Young ones are now using digital technology as their pastime rather than reading. Reading, in my opinion, should be an integral part of one's life. Everyone should be a great reader. Reading is important not just in school but also in everyday life. A country or a civilization that does not read is a bad one. It is poor because economists, physicians, teachers, priests, editors, journalists, city planners, and artists are unaware of new ideas and technology that may assist people in living decent lives. They are limited in their ability to be creative. Reading takes self-discipline and patience. To reach to the finish, you'll need some time. It's awful to see how the internet, which provides a convenient means to obtain information, has been exploited. The use of the internet as a means of passing the time has become the norm. The decline of the reading culture may be traced back to modern technologies. We have access or instant access to whatever information we require without having to strain. All one has to do is Google a word. Google a word and ready-made knowledge appears. We live in a time where we want everything to happen instantaneously and quickly, which has unfortunately contributed much to the demise of reading. Reading aloud or being read to strengthen inner emotions, outer passion, basic sounds, and pronunciation of your heart. By honing these talents now, tomorrow's leaders will be more powerful, strong, equipped, and confident.
Next up, let us hear the winners for the Impromptu Speech competition. To announce the winners, may I call on one of the oral communication teachers of senior high school, Sir Ronnie T. Diaz.
Good day, everyone. It is my pride and honor to present to you the winners of our Impromptu Speech competition. From the Humanities and Social Sciences Fortitude, Sean Andre Borlat.
Face-to-face classes. We are in this together, and we will get through this together. Hello, good day, my fellow Cavaliers, Toastmasters, and guests. I am Sean Andre Guevara Burlat from Humanities and Social Sciences, 11 Fortitude. Hashtag face-to-face classes. We are now in a pandemic, which is we're just studying virtually or just studying in online class, which is the thing we're not really accustomed to. As a student, this pandemic or this online class has a negative and positive effect for me. Just like the negative effect of it is not every one of us will be able to have an internet, to have a gadgets to use during this online class. And the positive effect of it is everything is just easy because we have a Google, we have an internet. When there's a lesson that we didn't get during our online classes, we will be able to Google everything. There's an internet that we can use. And also almost everyone wanted to have face-to-face classes. But for me as a student, it is not the right time for us to study in this kind of education system, which is the face-to-face classes. Because we're just like battling without a weapon. We can't see this enemy, which is the COVID-19. And for me as a student, it is not about face-to-face classes. It is not about online class. It is all about how we students be determined to achieve our goals, to achieve what we really want in life. Because just like we're holding a burning torch, which is the light or the fire represent the braveness of every student to face this pandemic, during this pandemic, and how we face everything, this hardship, this problem, this kind of situation as a student. And for me, it is not about online class. It is not about a face-to-face class. It is all about how we'll be determined for what we really want in life, for what we really want to achieve in life. And I think that the best thing that we can do during this pandemic. Thank you.
Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, 11 Love, Isabel Ann S. Tagundan.
Hashtag Election 2022.
We all desire a good governance, prosperity, and a lot of good things that will benefit us and our countrymen. To acquire these things, we must also acquire knowledge to distinguish what is good into bad governance. Other people are labeling themselves by the colors that they had chosen. Dilawan, solid north, solid red, pink, green, and any other things which is beyond absurd, such as being neutral or apolitical. May we be reminded that neutrality helps the oppressor and not the oppressed. Neutrality reeks with apathy, considering that being neutral means lacking patriotism. The election will be held in May 2022, and we must take the opportunity to vote wisely, especially those who are in legal age. If you think that your vote is only counted as one, that is true. But that one vote speaks high volume mostly if you use it with the right people who's deserving to be elected as our leaders. That one vote can affect the citizens and our country. Never ever settle for vote buying. Never ever settle for mediocrity. This year and regime, we all hope that we won't settle for less. So give your votes to those who have no records and tracks of corruption. And do not give your votes to those who violate our human rights. And be knowledgeable to research more for the future of this country. Philippines is one of the third world countries. That 6 years is not enough for us to rise from our debts and a lot of dilemmas, especially now amidst the pandemic. But if we choose the one who has credibility, accountability, the one who's transparent and who have an empathy, we will surely have a progress. And even if it's small, it's still a progress. Filipinos must be mindful of where they're going to vote. A political view mirrors our moral compass and moral principles. It affects everything, and who you support reflects your values and who you are. We are hoping for those who are blinded by the power of injustice. We hope that they wake up in the realm of truth, and it's also good if we take an effort to research and not be blinded by the fake news and history revisionism. May we be the voice of the voiceless people, the one who are blinded and silenced by the oppression.
And for our champion for the Impromptu Speech competition, from Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics 11 Temperance, Audrey Dominic Cardinosa.
If education is an apple, then I would say that the Philippines' education system is a rotten one. And the people in charge of our education system still forces us to swallow that rotten apple. Even before the pandemic, lots of years ago, the education system in the Philippines has many, many problems. And now, with the pandemic, these problems are really highlighted. We all experience it in such an extreme amount. But right now, here is the thing. We know it and we recognize it. And teachers, students, and parents alike all now have to say no to that bitter taste and make the hashtag academic ease. But for me, it's more than just a hashtag. It represents three things. Firstly, it represents how rotten our education system is. Now, more than ever, education is not just for the purpose of education, learning something, going to class, making your requirements. No, it's not about that anymore. It's not about the joy of learning and the joy of having this many knowledge. It's all about just passing your grades. It's all about making the the end of the day alive. And this happens because we have so much workloads to do. We have so many subjects to focus on, and we just don't have time for ourselves now. Workloads after workloads, even weekends, are dedicated or allotted to this numerous works when there's supposed to be a time for yourself, a time to spend for your family and your friends. And especially here in the Philippines now in the pandemic, we have online classes, which, it's not for everybody. There are a lot of people who are not studying anymore. There's a lot of children who want to study but can't study efficiently because they don't have gadgets. They don't have the proper objects to use for this kind of education. So I think this academic ease tells us that we need to change our education system. We need to have a systematic change. Secondly, it highlights that we must prioritize our health. As I've said a while ago, our education now, going to school, going to classes, it's really tiring. It takes a toll on your mental health. You wake up every day and sometimes you don't even want to wake up to go to school. Sometimes you don't have the will to go to school because it's all about just passing requirements. And our education system does not really recognize that we need a break, that this all needs to stop, this needs to be improved, we need to take back the joy in learning. And I think with the hashtag academic ease, now more than ever, we know how to prioritize our health, because we won't be successful doctors, we won't be successful teachers, we won't be successful one day if right now we're feeling this way, we're having sickness, we're not really enthusiastic about everything, and we are not in the right mind to continue our lives. And lastly, I think the most important one, and one that really astonishes me to a really high level, is that this academic ease, it trends every day maybe on Twitter and Facebook. I've seen a lot of people do this. And it tells me that even though we are just students, even though we're just made to pass homeworks, that we still have a voice, that we are the ones studying, and we have the voice to tell our demands. It is our right to demand what is best for us, what is good for us, what is just, what is really extreme. And for that one, I really believe it. I'm really astonished by it. Our collective voices making such a huge impact, calling out those systematic systems. So all in all, I think academic ease means three things. It shows how rotten our education system is. Number two, how we must prioritize our health above all. And number three, that as students, we have voices. And this collective voices, we must louden it. We must demand. And for this one, I think that the education system really needs to be changed. That would be all. Thank you very much. Good day.
Finally, we will witness the awarding of the winners for spoken word poetry. To announce the winners, may I call once again Ma'am Mylene and Aguirre.
Good day, everyone. It is my honor to present to you the winners of our spoken poetry. From PBL Information and Communications Technology, 11 Contentment, Desiree Faklum.
Why reading is a dying culture. Read just read rather than focuses in social networking? Can we go back to the days where reading is a favorite hobby of many? Can we go back to the days where reading can reduce stress? Can we go back? But how? Most of people are engaged in social medias. They are just always listening instead of reading. Teenagers. Dear teenagers, why are to engage in computers? Is it good if they are used in good ways such as reading articles, news, and anything that gives benefit to us? But unfortunately, that are not their choice. They're more preferred to choose social networking and face it 24 hours such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so on. They are willing to stay up and use their whole night chatting with their friends, playing online games, and so on. Most of people, especially teenagers, wake up. Reading is now a dying culture, but Dr. Rosario said, the youth is hope of our future. Let us all use social media in good ways. Reading books are still important. Even there's a technology, reading is a must. When you read, you exercise your comprehension ability and your analytical ability. It fires up your imagination and stimulates the memory center of your mind. It helps recall information as well as stabilize your emotion. Reading is a passport to a countless adventures.
From Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, 11 Love, Aaron Josh Dwasson.
Reading even a brief piece of each person. The vanishing culture, the vanishing emotions. Yet we are disable to feel that it is now a disease, that you are lacking in patience, yet you're blind and deaf. In this fast-changing universe, copious, glamorous, and alluring, it amused us, not a delight for many, to read each personality. Look at the eyes and tell white lies. We talk more as we know less. Have we gained knowledge from technology? You romanticize. But have you ever read a novel? Sit and witness the beauty as you flip the pages you once thought a happily ever after. You read as you stand proudly, as you speak enchanted words. Reading is easy, comprehension is not. Knowledge is power, yet fail to prioritize. You must get up to reach the end, to observe every word. Bedtime stories as we ignore reading. Unable to hear, can't reach, breathless because of twist. Reading is dying. Help yourself to gain and stand, to reach for the voiceless and hear the rest sit. Acknowledge and dive deeper into the words. We should begin at home, encouraging our loved ones to purchase and read books so that reading becomes a pleasurable experience for them. I encourage young people to devote some time, however small, to reading. This will aid in widening our thoughts and understanding, as well as clarifying our perspective and rationale in order to dispel the dark clouds of ignorance and societal ills.
From Humanities and Social Sciences, 11 Hope, Cherry Claire Beating.
Pencils, papers, books. I have traveled the world. I have seen many places. I have conquered my fears, traveled down different roads, met new people of all ages, disliked many scenarios, and lived 1,000 lives. Going back to the good old days, the smell of books mixed with coffee, the smell of rain, and the soft ambience of the cafe. Oh, what a magical moment I've been dying to relive. Growing up, I was introduced to books and other reading materials by my common teacher. I remembered her saying that reading will make us want to live long. A pile of reading materials has been thrown at my desk for me to study and read, and I never considered it as an essential part of my life. I always view it as a burden because I am a kid. And kids like me don't do boring stuff like reading or studying. I want to play, make friends, create new memories, and have fun during my childhood. But until then, I had no idea that it is one of the most powerful ways to achieve success and gain knowledge, as knowledge is power. Through reading, I've seen the beauty of mankind. I've witnessed how it went from living to dying, from people hoarding books to people neglecting them, from people carrying a bunch of reading materials to schools, cafes, and even in restaurants, to people staring at their phone screens. Totally forgot about reading. So time passes by, and reading is slowly dying. People have been too busy with their works, games, and other hindrances that prevented us from preserving the reading culture. Reading is slowly dying. Reading has become a dying culture. For reading is power, and it lifts us to upgrade our knowledge and demolishes ignorance. For reading evokes one's curiosity, deepens understanding, and arouses the knowledge of everyone in every form. If reading is dying, so too is our knowledge and understanding. For reading is education, reading is communication, and reading is life itself. People from all around the world, as we continue to love our passions, jobs, and lifestyles, we must also pour the same amount of love into reading, as it is slowly dying. Sometimes we feel unmotivated. Words aren't sinking in inside our minds. Thoughts are flying away like a free bird in the sky, and that's okay because that's part of life. But don't let it stop you from picking up a book and reading it. As Thomas Warton once said, an hour spent reading is one stolen from paradise.
Congratulations to all the winners and participants of the culminating activity of Oral Communication 2022. I hope that this will be your stepping stone to become better speakers in the future. To formally end this day's activity, let us hear the English coordinator of the Senior High School Department, Ma'am Leia A. Cardinoza, for her closing remarks.
To our supportive Principal 2 of SHS Department, Dr. Junicia D. Madriaga, to the outstanding Principal 4 of Tarlac National High School, Dr. Yolanda M. Gonzalez, teachers, parents, students, pleasant day to all. First of all, I would like to extend my deepest congratulations to all the winners as well as to all the participants of this event. Likewise to Sir Ronnie and the rest of the teachers who made this event possible and successful one. Everybody deserves a pat on the back for a great job. The digital realm we are under now never fails to surprise me. Before, it baffled me how the interaction of our warm fingers touching the cold and lifeless screen can give life to its users. As time passed by, and as it became harder to live without the internet, I slowly realized how crucial it is for us to understand how we would propel ourselves in the digital realm. Even our education now exists between these gadgets. And even though it is now digital, one thing did not change from traditional learning: our need to speak up and communicate. I do not claim that it is the only thing we need to thrive, but excellent oral communication can help us reach heights we have never been before. Through sharing our ideas, we as individual people having differences may have a chance to share a common denominator. We are able to unite because of these shared ideals, values, and thoughts that would be needed if we want to break free from the struggles we are currently experiencing. That collective strength will help us surpass the challenges ahead of us. So I challenge you to speak up more, even though you are shy or afraid, because it will help the society you live more than you think. On this note, let me end by sharing with you this quote from Tony Robbins. Communication is power. Those who have mastered its effective use can change their own experience of the world and the world's experience of them. Have a great day ahead, everyone.
Thank you, Ma'am Leah, for that encouraging message. I would also like to take the opportunity to thank all the oral communication teachers and grade 11 students who made this event possible. To Dr. Denisha D. Madriaga, to Dr. Yolanda and Gonzalez, our dearest principals, and also to Ma'am Hazel D. Corpus and Ma'am Aurora S. Francia, the assistant principals of senior high school. Thank you. This has been Eliver James Radio Asinto, signing off.